Stop being a sucker. Nobody cares. Focus on your life. Audiobook. Written by Kelvin W. Nathan. Published by Books on Audio. Introduction. The truth is simple, but often hard to accept. Nobody cares about your life as much as you do. If you're waiting for others to validate your efforts or give you the motivation to succeed, you're wasting precious time. In this audiobook, you'll learn how to stop relying on external approval, take control of your life, and start focusing on what really matters: your own growth, success, and happiness. We all have moments where we feel let down by others or frustrated when the world doesn't seem to notice our efforts. But as soon as you understand that nobody is going to live your life for you, you gain the power to make the decisions that lead to real progress. It's time to shift your mindset from seeking attention to building the life you deserve. This audiobook will show you how to develop the strength, confidence, and focus to do just that. Chapter 1. The Harsh Truth. Nobody cares. It might sound harsh, but the sooner you accept that nobody cares as much about your problems or your success as you do, the faster you can take charge of your own life. Many of us spend a lot of time waiting for validation, encouragement, or recognition from others. We hope that someone will notice our hard work, acknowledge our struggles, or cheer us on when things get tough. But here's the reality. People are too busy focusing on their own lives. They might sympathize for a moment, but in the long run, it's you who has to care the most about your journey. This doesn't mean that people around you are heartless or indifferent. It's simply human nature. We are all wrapped up in our own issues, dreams, and goals. Expecting others to constantly be there for you or understand your challenges can leave you disappointed. Once you grasp this truth, it becomes empowering. It pushes you to become self-reliant, to stop seeking approval, and to focus on what you need to do to achieve your goals. The sooner you realize that no one will save you, the quicker you can take the reins of your life. When you stop depending on others for motivation or validation, you become more resilient. You no longer wait for external forces to push you forward. Instead, you find strength from within. This shift in thinking allows you to take bold steps, even when no one is watching or offering applause. You'll learn to be your own biggest supporter, and that's when real growth happens. You take ownership of your successes and failures, realizing that everything you achieve comes from your own effort. The idea that nobody cares can also free you from the fear of judgment. Often we hold back on pursuing our dreams because we fear what others might think. But the truth is, most people are too preoccupied with their own lives to pay much attention to what you're doing. This realization gives you the freedom to take risks, follow your passion, and stop worrying about how others perceive you. You're not living for them, you're living for yourself. Ultimately, understanding that nobody cares as much as you do about your life isn't about becoming cynical or isolating yourself. It's about accepting responsibility for your own happiness and success. By focusing inward and recognizing that you are the one who has to make things happen, you become stronger, more independent, and ready to take on the challenges that come your way. Chapter 2. Stop seeking validation from others. One of the biggest roadblocks to personal growth is the constant need for validation from others. Whether it's through social media likes, praise from friends, or approval from family, many of us get caught in the trap of seeking external validation to feel good about ourselves. But here's the truth. Relying on others to validate your worth or decisions will only hold you back. It keeps you dependent on their opinions rather than trusting yourself. When you constantly seek validation, you give other people the power to control how you feel. If someone approves, you feel good. If they don't, your confidence takes a hit. But why let someone else dictate your happiness or success? You are the one living your life, so your opinion should matter the most. By breaking free from the need for external approval, you take back control. You learn to trust your own judgment and to be proud of your choices, regardless of what others think. Letting go of the need for validation can feel scary at first. We're often conditioned to want praise and acknowledgement, and it can be uncomfortable to stand alone in your decisions. But the more you practice trusting yourself, the stronger you become. You start to realize that your self-worth isn't tied to what others say or think about you. It's about how you feel about yourself. By tuning out the noise of others' opinions, you can focus on what truly matters to you. Another downside to seeking validation is that it can stop you from taking risks. When you're worried about what others think, you might hold back on pursuing your dreams or trying something new. Fear of criticism or failure can paralyze you, keeping you stuck in a comfort zone that feels safe but limits your potential. However, when you stop caring about whether others approve or not, you gain the freedom to explore, make mistakes, and learn from them. You realize that it's okay not to have everyone's approval, because at the end of the day, it's your journey. Ultimately, the most important validation you can get is from yourself. When you stop relying on others for praise and start believing in your own abilities, you unlock your true potential. You become more confident, more decisive, and more willing to push forward, even when others don't agree with your choices. So, stop looking for others to tell you you're doing great. Know it within yourself. Your worth is not up for debate, and once you embrace that, there's nothing you can't achieve. Chapter 3. Taking full responsibility for your life. Taking full responsibility for your life is one of the most empowering things you can do. It means recognizing that everything in your life, your successes, failures, relationships, and even your emotions, are largely shaped by your choices and actions. While there may be external factors that influence your circumstances, how you respond to them is entirely up to you. Accepting responsibility puts you in the driver's seat, giving you control over your future. When you blame others or external factors for your problems, you give away your power. You might feel like a victim of circumstance, which can leave you feeling helpless and stuck. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim your ability to make changes. Instead of thinking, "This is happening to me," you start thinking, "What can I do to improve this situation?" This shift in mindset is the key to personal growth and long-term success. Taking responsibility also means owning your mistakes. Everyone makes them, and it's part of the learning process. When you acknowledge your mistakes instead of avoiding or blaming others, you open the door to learning and improvement. It's okay to fail, as long as you learn from it. By taking ownership of your failures, you grow stronger and more capable of handling challenges in the future. Another important part of responsibility is understanding that no one else is going to fix your life for you. Many people wait for the perfect opportunity or for someone else to step in and make things better. But the truth is, no one is more invested in your success than you are. You have to be the one to take action, make decisions and push forward, even when things are difficult. No one is going to care more about your life than you do. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It's about being realistic and honest about what you can control and what you can't. You may not be able to control every situation, but you can always control how you react to it. By focusing on what's within your power, you can make the best out of any situation and keep moving toward your goals. When you take full responsibility, you also stop relying on excuses. It's easy to blame circumstances or other people for why things aren't going your way, but excuses don't get you anywhere. They keep you in the same place, holding you back from progress. By letting go of excuses and taking ownership of your life, you become more proactive and solution-focused. You stop waiting for things to happen and start making things happen. Responsibility also strengthens your character. It teaches you discipline, accountability, and resilience. These are the qualities that help successful people stay on track, even when the going gets tough. The more responsibility you take, the more you grow into a person who is reliable, dependable, and able to face challenges head-on. In the end, taking full responsibility for your life gives you the freedom to create the life you want. When you stop blaming others, making excuses, or waiting for someone to rescue you, you can focus on building the future you desire. You have the power to make decisions, take action, and shape your reality. It all starts with accepting that you are responsible for where you are and where you're going. Chapter 4. Building a strong, independent mindset. Building a strong, independent mindset is essential if you want to take control of your life and achieve real, lasting success. An independent mindset means that you rely on yourself, your own judgment, and your own abilities to navigate the challenges and opportunities in life. It's about being confident in who you are and in your ability to make decisions without constantly seeking approval or validation from others. This is not to say that you should never seek advice or guidance, but it does mean that you trust yourself to ultimately make the right choices for your life. A strong mindset starts with self-awareness. You need to understand your strengths, weaknesses, values, and goals. This self-knowledge is the foundation upon which independence is built. Without it, it's easy to be swayed by the opinions and expectations of others, or to follow a path that isn't truly yours. Take time to reflect on who you are, what you want, and what you believe in. When you know these things, you can stand firm in your decisions, even when others disagree or when the path is difficult. Developing an independent mindset also means learning how to think critically. Critical thinking allows you to evaluate situations, ideas, and advice objectively, rather than just accepting things at face value. It's about asking the right questions and digging deeper to find the truth. When you rely on critical thinking, you're less likely to be misled by misinformation, peer pressure, or societal expectations. Instead, you make informed decisions based on your own understanding of the world and your goals. This intellectual independence is key to living a life that is authentic and aligned with your values. Another key aspect of building a strong, independent mindset is learning to embrace solitude. Many people fear being alone because they associate it with loneliness, but solitude can be one of the most empowering experiences. It allows you to connect with your own thoughts, ideas, and creativity without the distractions of the outside world. In solitude, you can reflect, plan, and recharge. It's in these quiet moments that you often gain the clarity needed to make important decisions. When you learn to enjoy your own company and trust your own thinking, you become less dependent on the opinions of others. Resilience plays a huge role in cultivating independence. Life will inevitably throw challenges and obstacles your way, and how you respond to them determines your strength. An independent mindset requires resilience because it means standing firm in your beliefs and decisions, even when things don't go as planned. It's about getting back up after failure, learning from your mistakes, and moving forward with renewed determination. The more resilient you become, the more confident you'll be in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you without needing someone else to fix things for you. It's also important to understand that an independent mindset does not mean isolating yourself from others or refusing help when it's genuinely needed. It's about balancing self-reliance with healthy connections to others. You can be independent and still build strong, supportive relationships. The difference is that in these relationships, you aren't dependent on others for your happiness, success, or self-worth. You value their input and support, but you don't rely on it to make decisions or define your identity. Setting personal boundaries is another crucial element of an independent mindset. Boundaries protect your mental, emotional, and physical well-being by allowing you to control what you let into your life and what you keep out. They help you manage your time, energy, and attention so that you can stay focused on your goals. Without strong boundaries, it's easy to become overwhelmed by the demands and expectations of others, which can lead to burnout and resentment. By setting clear, firm boundaries, you take control of your life and ensure that you have the space to grow, reflect, and pursue your passions. Building an independent mindset also involves overcoming the fear of failure. Many people remain dependent on others because they're afraid to take risks on their own. They fear that if they fail, they won't have anyone to catch them. But failure is a natural part of life, and learning to handle it on your own builds strength and character. When you embrace the possibility of failure as part of the journey, you free yourself from the need for constant reassurance or backup plans. You learn to trust that even if things don't go as expected, you have the resilience and resourcefulness to recover. Another important part of building independence is becoming financially self-reliant. While this might seem more practical than psychological, financial independence is deeply tied to your mindset. When you control your finances, you have more freedom to make decisions that align with your goals and values without being beholden to others. Financial independence requires discipline, planning, and sometimes sacrifice, but it ultimately provides the freedom to live life on your own terms. It's not about accumulating wealth for wealth's sake, but about creating the security and flexibility to pursue your passions without fear. Cultivating emotional independence is just as critical as financial independence. Emotional independence means that your sense of worth and happiness is not dependent on the approval or affection of others. It's about finding fulfillment within yourself, rather than relying on external validation. This doesn't mean shutting yourself off emotionally from others, but it does mean understanding that your happiness is your responsibility. When you develop emotional independence, you're less likely to be manipulated by guilt, fear, or the desire to please others. You make decisions based on what's right for you, not what will make others happy. Finally, an independent mindset requires a commitment to personal growth. Independence is not a destination, but an ongoing process of learning and development. The more you grow, the more capable and confident you become in handling life's challenges. This means continuously seeking out new knowledge, experiences, and opportunities for self-improvement. Whether it's through reading, taking courses, or stepping out of your comfort zone, personal growth strengthens your independence by making you more adaptable, informed, and self-assured. Chapter 5. Breaking Free from People-Pleasing. Breaking free from the habit of people-pleasing is one of the most liberating steps you can take in your personal growth journey. People-pleasing is the constant need to make others happy, often at the expense of your own needs and desires. While it may seem harmless or even noble, people-pleasing can trap you in a cycle where you lose sight of your own identity and priorities. The approval and validation of others become the driving force behind your decisions, leaving you drained and unfulfilled. Learning to break free from this habit allows you to reclaim your time, energy, and self-worth. The first step in breaking free from people-pleasing is recognizing that it stems from a deep-seated fear of rejection or conflict. Many people-pleasers worry that if they don't say yes to every request or go along with others' opinions, they'll be disliked or criticized. This fear keeps them stuck in a pattern of constantly putting others' needs before their own, often leading to resentment and burnout. However, it's important to realize that you can't control how others feel about you, and their opinions shouldn't dictate your actions. Understanding this helps you break the emotional hold that people-pleasing has over you. Another key to breaking free from people-pleasing is learning how to set healthy boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your well-being and ensuring that you aren't constantly sacrificing yourself for others. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're being selfish or unkind. It means you're valuing your own needs just as much as you value others. Start by recognizing when you feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed by someone's request, and practice saying no without feeling guilty. Boundaries create space for you to focus on what truly matters to you without being distracted by the constant need to please others. Building self-confidence is also crucial in overcoming people-pleasing. Often, people-pleasers struggle with low self-esteem and feel that their worth is tied to how much they can do for others. They believe that by always being helpful and agreeable, they will earn the love and respect they crave. But true confidence comes from within, not from the approval of others. By developing a stronger sense of self-worth, you can begin to make decisions based on what's best for you, rather than constantly seeking validation. Confidence helps you trust your own judgment, making it easier to stand firm in your choices even when others disagree. Another challenge in breaking free from people-pleasing is overcoming the habit of saying yes automatically. People-pleasers often agree to things without even thinking about whether they have the time, energy, or desire to follow through. This automatic yes response can leave you feeling overwhelmed and resentful as you take on more than you can handle. To break this habit, practice pausing before agreeing to anything. Give yourself time to consider whether the request aligns with your priorities and whether you truly want to do it. Learning to pause and reflect helps you avoid making commitments out of a sense of obligation or fear of disappointing others. Learning to embrace discomfort is another key to breaking free from people-pleasing. The thought of saying no or standing up for yourself can feel incredibly uncomfortable, especially if you're used to always going along with what others want. But discomfort is a natural part of growth, and learning to sit with it is essential for building independence. When you start asserting your own needs, you may face pushback or criticism from those who are used to you always accommodating them. However, this discomfort is temporary, and the long-term benefits of living authentically far outweigh the short-term unease. Breaking free from people-pleasing also involves understanding the difference between kindness and people-pleasing. It's possible to be kind and considerate without sacrificing your own needs. True kindness comes from a place of generosity, where you give because you want to, not because you feel obligated to. People-pleasing, on the other hand, is often driven by the fear of rejection or the desire to be liked. By recognizing the difference, you can still be compassionate and helpful, but on your own terms. This shift in perspective allows you to maintain positive relationships without compromising your own well-being. It's also important to recognize that not everyone will be pleased with your decisions, and that's okay. You can't control how others react, and their disappointment or frustration is not your responsibility. People-pleasers often carry the burden of trying to keep everyone happy, but this is an impossible task. Instead of worrying about pleasing everyone, focus on staying true to yourself and your values. When you live authentically, you attract people who respect and appreciate you for who you are, rather than for what you can do for them. Developing assertiveness is another powerful tool in breaking free from people-pleasing. Assertiveness means being able to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and confidently, without being aggressive or passive. It allows you to stand up for yourself while still respecting the rights and opinions of others. Practicing assertiveness helps you communicate your boundaries more effectively, making it easier to say no when necessary and to ask for what you need. The more assertive you become, the less likely you are to fall into the trap of people-pleasing. Another strategy for overcoming people-pleasing is to surround yourself with supportive, like-minded individuals who encourage your growth and independence. When you have a strong support system, you're less likely to feel pressured to seek approval from others. Positive relationships are built on mutual respect and understanding, not on the need to constantly please. By surrounding yourself with people who value you for who you are, you can begin to break free from the need for external validation. Finally, breaking free from people-pleasing requires a mindset shift. It's about recognizing that your worth is not determined by how much you can do for others, but by who you are as a person. You don't need to earn approval or love by constantly putting others' needs before your own. When you prioritize your own well-being and make decisions based on your own values, you empower yourself to live a more fulfilling and authentic life. Breaking free from people-pleasing is not about being selfish. It's about reclaiming your power and learning to live in a way that honors your true self. By taking these steps, you'll gradually free yourself from the habit of people-pleasing and begin to live a life that's true to your own desires and values. You'll feel more confident, more empowered, and more fulfilled as you learn to put yourself first without guilt or fear. This transformation will allow you to build stronger, healthier relationships and to pursue your goals with greater clarity and focus. Breaking free from people-pleasing also means coming to terms with the fact that not everyone will agree with or support your choices. It can be difficult for a people-pleaser to handle criticism or disapproval because they are so used to bending over backward to make others happy. But once you understand that differing opinions are a natural part of life, it becomes easier to stand your ground. You don't have to win everyone over to your side. It's enough that you feel confident in your own decisions. Accepting that it's okay to disappoint others sometimes is a huge step toward personal freedom. Another important realization in the process of breaking free from people-pleasing is that you cannot control how others feel or react. Many people-pleasers believe they are responsible for managing other people's emotions, whether it's keeping them happy, avoiding conflict, or ensuring no one feels hurt. This belief can be exhausting and overwhelming, but the truth is, each person is responsible for their own emotions. Once you let go of the need to control how others feel, you free yourself from a tremendous amount of stress and pressure. An effective way to reinforce your boundaries and break the cycle of people-pleasing is to practice self-reflection regularly. Take time to ask yourself if your decisions and actions are truly in line with your desires, or if they are motivated by a need to gain approval. Self-reflection helps you become more mindful of your intentions and keeps you from falling back into old habits. Journaling or meditating can be powerful tools for checking in with yourself and ensuring that you are acting from a place of authenticity rather than fear or insecurity. Learning to say no without guilt is another crucial skill in breaking free from people-pleasing. For many people-pleasers, the word no feels like a rejection, and they worry it will damage their relationships. But in reality, saying no is an act of self-care and a way to protect your own energy. It doesn't have to be harsh or unkind. A simple, polite no or "I can't commit to that right now" is often enough. Over time, as you get more comfortable setting boundaries, saying no will become second nature, and you'll find that people respect you for it. It's also important to remember that breaking free from people-pleasing doesn't mean you stop caring about others. It's about finding balance. There is nothing wrong with wanting to help others or make them happy, but it shouldn't come at the cost of your own well-being. When you learn to prioritize your needs alongside the needs of others, you create healthier, more balanced relationships. You'll find that you can be supportive and caring without losing yourself in the process. Building up your self-worth is another powerful antidote to people-pleasing. When you value yourself and recognize your own worth, you no longer feel the need to seek external validation. You understand that you are enough, just as you are, and that your value doesn't depend on how much you do for others. This sense of self-worth allows you to make decisions that honor your own needs and desires, without worrying about whether others approve. As you work to break free from people-pleasing, it's important to be patient with yourself. This is a deeply ingrained habit that likely developed over many years, and it won't change overnight. You may slip back into old patterns from time to time, and that's okay. What matters is that you continue to practice self-awareness and commit to making choices that are in alignment with your true self. Each time you set a boundary, say no, or make a decision based on your own needs, you strengthen your ability to live authentically. One of the most rewarding aspects of breaking free from people-pleasing is the sense of empowerment that comes with it. When you stop relying on others for validation and approval, you reclaim your power. You become the author of your own life, making decisions based on what's best for you rather than what will please others. This newfound sense of independence can be incredibly liberating and opens up opportunities for personal growth and self-discovery. Additionally, as you move away from people-pleasing, you'll likely notice a shift in your relationships. Some people may initially resist the changes you're making, especially if they're used to you always saying yes and accommodating their needs. But over time, those who truly care about you will adjust and respect your boundaries. You may also find that your relationships become deeper and more meaningful as you begin to show up as your true self, rather than the version of yourself that's focused on pleasing others. Finally, breaking free from people-pleasing allows you to focus on what truly matters to you, instead of constantly worrying about how others perceive you or whether you're doing enough to make them happy. You can direct your energy toward your own goals and passions. This shift in focus can lead to greater fulfillment and a stronger sense of purpose. By letting go of the need to please everyone, you create space for the things that truly bring you joy and satisfaction. In conclusion, breaking free from people-pleasing is not just about learning to say no or setting boundaries. It's about reclaiming your power, valuing yourself, and making decisions that align with your true self. This process requires patience, self-awareness, and a commitment to personal growth, but the rewards are worth it. When you stop seeking validation from others and start living authentically, you'll experience greater freedom, empowerment, and fulfillment. Chapter 6. Setting Boundaries and Protecting Your Energy. Setting boundaries is one of the most important steps in protecting your energy and maintaining your well-being. Boundaries act as invisible lines that define what is acceptable and what is not in your relationships and daily interactions. They are essential for preserving your emotional, mental, and even physical health. Without clear boundaries, people can overstep, leaving you feeling drained, overwhelmed, and disconnected from yourself. Learning to set and maintain boundaries is crucial for your personal growth and happiness. The first step in setting boundaries is understanding your own needs and limitations. Many people struggle to set boundaries because they are unsure of what they truly want or need in a given situation. This requires self-awareness and reflection. Take the time to identify the areas in your life where you feel overextended, frustrated, or taken for granted. Are there relationships where you feel uncomfortable, or situations where you're consistently giving too much of your time and energy? Recognizing these patterns will help you understand where boundaries need to be set. Once you've identified the areas where you need boundaries, the next step is learning how to communicate them effectively. Clear communication is key when setting boundaries because people cannot respect what they don't understand. Be direct and assertive when explaining your boundaries. For example, if you need more personal time, you might say, "I need some time to myself in the evenings to recharge, so I won't be available after 8 p.m." It's important to communicate in a way that is firm but respectful, so the other person understands that this boundary is about protecting your well-being, not rejecting them. Another important aspect of setting boundaries is learning to say no without feeling guilty. For many people, especially those who have been people pleasers, saying no can feel incredibly uncomfortable. You might worry about letting others down or fear that they'll think less of you. However, saying no is one of the most powerful tools for protecting your energy. It's impossible to be everything to everyone, and when you overcommit, you end up depleting your own reserves. By learning to say no when necessary, you protect your time and energy for the things that truly matter to you. It's also important to remember that setting boundaries isn't a one-time event. It's an ongoing process that requires regular maintenance. People may forget your boundaries, or new situations may arise that require you to adjust them. Be prepared to reaffirm your boundaries when necessary. This might mean reminding someone that you're not available outside of work hours, or it could involve renegotiating the terms of a relationship if it starts to drain your energy again. Maintaining boundaries requires vigilance and consistency. One of the biggest challenges people face when setting boundaries is dealing with the reactions of others. Some people may feel hurt or frustrated when you set a boundary, especially if they are used to having unlimited access to your time and energy. However, it's essential to remember that you are not responsible for how others react to your boundaries. Your primary responsibility is to take care of yourself, and that sometimes means saying no or stepping back from situations that are not healthy for you. While it's important to communicate boundaries with kindness, you cannot control how others choose to respond. Protecting your energy also means recognizing and avoiding toxic people and environments. Toxic individuals can drain your energy and negatively impact your mental and emotional health. They may not respect your boundaries, manipulate your feelings, or create unnecessary drama in your life. It's essential to distance yourself from people who continually cross your boundaries and make you feel uncomfortable. Protecting your energy means surrounding yourself with people who respect and support your limits, allowing you to thrive without constantly feeling drained. In addition to setting boundaries with others, it's important to set boundaries with yourself. Sometimes we are our own worst enemies when it comes to managing our time and energy. This can include overcommitting to too many projects, procrastinating on important tasks, or engaging in habits that leave us feeling exhausted and unproductive. Setting internal boundaries might mean limiting your screen time, scheduling regular breaks, or creating a daily routine that prioritizes self-care. These internal boundaries help you manage your energy levels and ensure that you are taking care of yourself both physically and mentally. Another key to protecting your energy is learning to let go of perfectionism. Many people drain their energy by trying to be perfect in every aspect of their lives, whether it's at work, in their relationships, or in their personal goals. Perfectionism is not only unrealistic, but it's also exhausting. Setting a boundary with yourself to let go of the need for perfection allows you to focus on progress rather than unattainable standards. This helps you conserve your energy for what truly matters, rather than wasting it on trying to meet impossible expectations. It's also essential to practice self-care as part of protecting your energy. Self-care is more than just taking a bubble bath or having a relaxing evening. It's about consistently prioritizing your well-being and making time for activities that nourish your body, mind, and spirit. This might include regular exercise, eating healthy foods, practicing mindfulness or meditation, and ensuring that you get enough sleep. When you take care of your physical and emotional needs, you build up your energy reserves and become more resilient in the face of stress. Finally, it's important to surround yourself with a supportive community of people who understand and respect your boundaries. When you have a network of friends, family members, and colleagues who value your time and energy, you are less likely to feel drained or overwhelmed. These relationships provide a safe space for you to be yourself without fear of judgment or exploitation. Surrounding yourself with positive influences helps reinforce your boundaries and encourages a balanced, healthy life where you can thrive. In conclusion, setting boundaries and protecting your energy are essential steps in building a healthy, fulfilling life. By understanding your needs, communicating effectively, and surrounding yourself with supportive people, you create a space where your well-being is prioritized. Boundaries help you maintain balance, avoid burnout, and focus on what truly matters. Whether it's saying no to unnecessary demands, distancing yourself from toxic people, or practicing self-care, setting boundaries empowers you to live authentically and take control of your energy, ensuring you have the capacity to pursue your goals and dreams. Building on the foundation of setting boundaries and protecting your energy, it's essential to understand that boundaries are not rigid walls, but flexible guidelines. Flexibility in boundaries allows you to adapt to new situations and different people while still maintaining control over your energy. Life is dynamic, and what works in one scenario may not work in another. Being able to adjust your boundaries when needed without compromising your well-being is a sign of maturity and self-awareness. It's about finding the balance between being open and protecting yourself from emotional or mental exhaustion. One way to achieve this balance is by regularly reassessing your boundaries. As you grow and change, so too should your boundaries. A boundary that served you well last year might not be as necessary now, or you may need to reinforce a particular boundary due to new circumstances. This ongoing self-assessment allows you to stay in tune with your needs and ensures that your boundaries are always aligned with your current life situation. Periodically checking in with yourself and asking, "Am I feeling drained in any areas of my life?" can help you identify where boundaries may need to be strengthened or adjusted. Another crucial aspect of setting boundaries is learning to trust yourself. Often, people struggle with boundaries because they second-guess their own needs or feel guilty for prioritizing their well-being. It's important to trust that you know what's best for you and that your needs are valid. Boundaries are a form of self-respect, and by trusting your instincts about when and where to set them, you reinforce your commitment to your own mental and emotional health. Over time, the more you trust yourself, the easier it becomes to establish and maintain boundaries without feeling guilty or uncertain. When setting boundaries, it's important to communicate them with kindness and clarity. This doesn't mean you have to justify your boundaries to others, but expressing them in a way that is calm and clear helps prevent misunderstandings. For example, rather than being vague or passive, be specific about your limits. You might say, "I can't commit to that right now because I need some time to rest," or "I appreciate your invitation, but I need to focus on my personal projects this weekend." Being clear ensures that the other person understands your boundary, which reduces the chance of resentment or confusion. Protecting your energy also requires you to disengage from drama or toxic situations. There are times when we get pulled into unnecessary conflicts or emotional chaos that sap our energy and leave us feeling depleted. Learning to identify and avoid these situations is a critical part of maintaining your well-being. This might mean walking away from gossip at work, avoiding social media arguments, or stepping back from relationships that are consistently negative. Protecting your peace means choosing not to engage in things that drain you emotionally. It's also important to recognize that protecting your energy doesn't mean isolating yourself from the world. Setting boundaries and protecting your energy should enhance your relationships, not cut you off from others. When you set healthy boundaries, you're able to show up more fully in your relationships because you're not overwhelmed or resentful. You have the emotional space to be present and supportive, which ultimately strengthens your connections with others. Healthy boundaries create a foundation of respect and mutual understanding, allowing you to engage in relationships from a place of authenticity and balance. In some cases, protecting your energy means learning to forgive and let go. Holding on to grudges or past hurts can be incredibly draining, taking up mental and emotional space that could be better used for growth and positivity. Forgiving others, and even forgiving yourself, is not about condoning bad behavior, but about freeing yourself from the emotional burden of resentment. When you let go of the past, you reclaim your energy and focus it on the things that truly matter. This shift allows you to move forward with a lighter, more positive mindset. Another vital component of protecting your energy is managing your time effectively. Time is a finite resource, and how you choose to spend it directly affects your energy levels. Prioritizing tasks, saying no to unnecessary commitments, and delegating when possible are all ways to ensure that your time is being spent on things that truly align with your goals and values. When you manage your time well, you reduce stress and create more space for rest, creativity, and personal fulfillment. Time management is, in essence, a form of boundary setting with yourself. It's also worth noting that protecting your energy involves more than just managing external factors. It also means taking care of your internal environment. This includes monitoring your self-talk and internal dialogue. Negative self-talk can be just as draining as external stressors. If you're constantly criticizing yourself or doubting your abilities, you're using up valuable mental and emotional energy. Practice positive affirmations and self-compassion to cultivate a more nurturing internal environment. By being kind to yourself and focusing on your strengths, you conserve energy and build a more resilient mindset. Rest and recovery are often overlooked aspects of protecting your energy. In a world that glorifies hustle and constant productivity, it's easy to forget that rest is essential. Overworking yourself not only depletes your energy, but also diminishes your ability to think clearly and make good decisions. Make rest a priority in your life, whether that means getting enough sleep, taking breaks throughout the day, or engaging in activities that help you relax and recharge. By giving yourself permission to rest, you protect your energy and set yourself up for sustained success and well-being. Finally, protecting your energy means being intentional about what you allow into your life. This includes everything from the media you consume to the people you surround yourself with. Pay attention to how certain activities, conversations, or environments make you feel. If something consistently leaves you feeling drained or negative, it's time to reassess whether it deserves a place in your life. Protecting your energy is about curating a life that supports your well-being and happiness, rather than depleting it. Be selective with what you allow into your mental and emotional space, and prioritize the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. In summary, setting boundaries and protecting your energy is a lifelong practice that requires self-awareness, communication, and consistent effort. By honoring your needs, communicating them clearly, and creating an environment that supports your well-being, you safeguard your energy and ensure that you have the capacity to pursue your goals, maintain healthy relationships, and live a fulfilling life. Boundaries are a powerful tool for personal growth, and by implementing them, You take control of your energy, allowing you to thrive in all areas of life. Chapter 7. Focus on self-growth and improvement. Focusing on self-growth and improvement is one of the most rewarding journeys you can embark on. It's a lifelong process, and it's not just about achieving specific goals, but about becoming a better version of yourself with each passing day. Self-growth means taking responsibility for your own development, constantly seeking ways to expand your knowledge, improve your skills, and deepen your understanding of yourself and the world around you. This chapter is dedicated to helping you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes self-improvement and embraces the idea that growth is a never-ending journey. One of the first steps in focusing on self-growth is adopting a mindset of continuous learning. In today's fast-paced world, knowledge and skills can quickly become outdated. To stay ahead and constantly improve, you must be open to learning new things, even in areas outside of your immediate expertise. Whether it's reading books, attending workshops, or simply being curious about the world, a mindset of lifelong learning keeps you adaptable and equipped to handle new challenges. It's important to realize that every experience, good or bad, has something to teach you. The key is being willing to extract those lessons and apply them to your life. A significant part of self-growth involves self-awareness. You cannot improve what you do not understand, and that's why taking time to reflect on your thoughts, emotions, and behaviors is essential. Self-awareness means understanding your strengths and weaknesses, your motivations, and the patterns that influence your decisions. This awareness gives you the power to change what's not serving you and to enhance what is. Journaling, meditation, and honest self-reflection are great tools for building self-awareness. By regularly checking in with yourself, you ensure that your personal development aligns with your values and long-term goals. Self-growth is also deeply connected to stepping out of your comfort zone. Growth rarely happens in a place of comfort because there's no challenge to overcome. Pushing yourself to take on new challenges, whether it's learning a new skill, starting a project, or facing a fear, opens the door to personal development. The more you challenge yourself, the more you grow. It's important to remember that failure is not the opposite of growth. It's a part of the process. When you embrace the idea that mistakes and setbacks are learning opportunities, you shift your perspective and make room for continuous improvement. Consistency is another key component of self-growth. It's not enough to learn something new or adopt a positive habit once and expect long-lasting results. True growth comes from sustained effort over time. This means showing up for yourself every day, even when it's difficult or when you don't see immediate results. Whether it's a daily exercise routine, a commitment to reading, or developing better communication skills, the small, consistent actions you take compound over time to create significant growth. Consistency is what turns short-term wins into long-term success. Another vital aspect of focusing on self-growth is setting realistic and meaningful goals. These goals should reflect what truly matters to you, not what society, friends, or family think you should achieve. When your goals are aligned with your personal values and passions, the motivation to achieve them becomes intrinsic. Take time to define what success and growth mean to you personally, and then set clear, actionable steps to move toward those goals. Remember that self-growth is a marathon, not a sprint, and that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. A crucial element of self-growth is embracing feedback. Sometimes we are too close to our own lives to see the areas where we need improvement. Constructive feedback from mentors, colleagues, friends, or family members can provide valuable insights into how you can grow. Instead of seeing feedback as criticism, view it as an opportunity to learn and enhance your abilities. It takes humility to accept feedback, but it is an essential part of growth. The more open you are to hearing how you can improve, the faster you will develop and become the person you aspire to be. Focusing on self-growth also involves letting go of limiting beliefs. These are the negative thoughts and doubts that tell you what you can't do or what you're not capable of. Limiting beliefs hold you back from achieving your full potential because they create mental barriers to success. To grow, you must challenge these beliefs and replace them with empowering ones. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," replace that thought with, "I'm capable of learning and improving." Shifting your mindset in this way enables you to break free from self-imposed limitations and open yourself up to greater possibilities. Surrounding yourself with the right people is another critical factor in self-growth. The people you spend time with influence your mindset, habits, and attitude. If you're surrounded by individuals who are negative, complacent, or unsupportive of your growth, it will be much harder to stay focused on improving yourself. On the other hand, being around people who inspire, motivate, and challenge you to be better creates an environment conducive to personal development. Seek out mentors, peers, and friends who are on a similar journey of growth and who encourage you to strive for your best. Emotional intelligence plays a significant role in personal growth. Developing your emotional intelligence means becoming more aware of your emotions and learning how to manage them effectively. It also involves understanding the emotions of others and using this knowledge to navigate relationships in a more empathetic and constructive way. By improving your emotional intelligence, you enhance your communication skills, build stronger relationships, and become more adaptable in the face of challenges. Emotional intelligence is a powerful tool for both personal and professional growth, helping you stay calm and focused in difficult situations. It's also important to practice self-compassion throughout your journey of self-growth. Personal development can be challenging, and there will be times when you fall short of your goals or face setbacks. In those moments, it's crucial to be kind to yourself. Self-compassion means recognizing that everyone makes mistakes and that growth takes time. Rather than being hard on yourself for not being perfect, focus on the progress you're making and the lessons you're learning along the way. This compassionate approach fosters a healthier mindset and keeps you motivated to continue growing. Investing in your physical well-being is another essential aspect of self-growth. Your body and mind are deeply connected, and taking care of your physical health directly impacts your ability to grow mentally and emotionally. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient rest all contribute to increased energy, focus, and resilience. When you prioritize your physical health, you give yourself the foundation needed to pursue personal development with vitality and enthusiasm. A healthy body supports a healthy mind, making it easier to tackle challenges and stay committed to your growth goals. Finally, self-growth is about embracing change. Growth inherently involves change, whether it's changing your habits, your mindset, or your circumstances. Rather than resisting change, welcome it as an opportunity for personal evolution. Every new experience, every challenge, and every change you encounter presents an opportunity to learn something new and expand your horizons. By staying open to change, you keep yourself on a path of continuous improvement, constantly evolving into a better version of yourself. Focusing on self-growth also means learning to set boundaries. While personal development is important, it's equally vital to protect your time and energy from distractions or negative influences that can derail your progress. Setting boundaries allows you to create a safe space for growth, ensuring that you have the mental and emotional resources to focus on yourself. It's not selfish to say no to things that don't align with your goals. It's necessary. By setting clear boundaries, you give yourself permission to prioritize your own well-being and development. Another crucial aspect of self-growth is learning to embrace discomfort. Growth rarely happens when you are comfortable. Stepping into unfamiliar or uncomfortable situations challenges you to adapt and learn. Whether it's taking on a new role at work, learning a new skill, or even confronting a personal fear, discomfort is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries and growing. Rather than avoiding these moments, lean into them, knowing that each challenge is an opportunity to expand your capabilities and gain valuable experience. Self-growth also involves taking time to celebrate your progress. It's easy to get caught up in constantly striving for the next goal, but recognizing how far you've come is just as important. Celebrating small wins reinforces the positive behaviors that contribute to your growth, making it easier to stay motivated. These moments of acknowledgement also remind you that personal development is not just about reaching a destination, but about enjoying the journey and recognizing the growth happening along the way. Another key part of self-improvement is learning how to deal with setbacks. No matter how focused you are on growth, obstacles will inevitably arise. Whether it's a personal failure, an external roadblock, or an unexpected challenge, setbacks are a part of the process. The key is to approach these situations with resilience, seeing them not as signs of defeat, but as opportunities to learn and grow stronger. Each setback teaches you something new about yourself and the path you're on, helping you refine your approach and develop even greater perseverance. Building a strong support system is another essential element of self-growth. While personal development is an individual journey, having the right people in your corner can make a significant difference. Friends, mentors, and coaches who encourage you, provide honest feedback, and support your ambitions help keep you on track. They offer valuable insights and perspectives that can push you to see new possibilities or overcome challenges. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in your potential strengthens your commitment to self-improvement and helps you stay focused on your goals. An often overlooked aspect of self-growth is the importance of self-discipline. Growth doesn't happen overnight, and it requires consistent effort over time. Self-discipline helps you stick to your goals and push through moments of resistance. Whether it's maintaining a daily routine, sticking to a workout plan, or staying focused on a long-term project, self-discipline is what separates those who talk about personal growth from those who achieve it. The more you practice discipline, the more it becomes a natural part of your mindset, making it easier to stay committed to your goals. A growth-oriented mindset also includes cultivating gratitude. Focusing on what you're grateful for creates a positive foundation for personal development. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what's lacking and toward the abundance already present in your life. This positive outlook energizes your growth journey by reinforcing a sense of satisfaction and contentment, which can keep you grounded and motivated. When you focus on the good, you're more likely to approach challenges with optimism and resilience, key factors in long-term success. Time management is another critical skill in the self-growth journey. With so many demands on your time, it's essential to learn how to prioritize what matters most. By organizing your day and setting aside dedicated time for your personal development, you ensure that growth remains a priority in your life. Time management helps you balance your responsibilities while still making space for learning, reflection, and improvement. With effective time management, you can make steady progress toward your goals without feeling overwhelmed or distracted. Self-growth is also about learning to adapt and pivot when necessary. Life doesn't always go according to plan, and sometimes you may need to change course to continue growing. Being adaptable means staying open to new opportunities and remaining flexible when faced with unexpected challenges. When you view change as a part of the growth process, you become more resilient and capable of navigating life's twists and turns without losing sight of your long-term goals. Lastly, self-growth requires patience. While it's natural to want immediate results, true personal development takes time. Patience allows you to stay focused on the bigger picture, trusting that your efforts will pay off in the long run. It also helps you avoid burnout by encouraging a steady, sustainable approach to growth rather than rushing through the process. By cultivating patience, you develop the resilience and mindset needed to continue improving yourself over the course of your life. Chapter 8. Letting go of unrealistic expectations. Letting go of unrealistic expectations is a vital part of living a balanced, fulfilling life. We all carry expectations, whether they are related to our personal growth, relationships, career, or success. These expectations often come from societal pressures, family influences, or our own internal desires to achieve certain outcomes. However, when these expectations become unrealistic, they can create frustration, disappointment, and a constant feeling of inadequacy. Learning to release these burdens allows you to live more authentically and find peace with where you are in life. Unrealistic expectations can manifest in different areas of life, such as expecting yourself to always be perfect, or believing that you must meet every single goal within an impossibly short timeline. For example, you may have set a goal to get a promotion in 6 months, but if that timeline doesn't account for real-world factors like market changes, learning curves, or company dynamics, it may not be attainable. Instead of viewing yourself as a failure when things don't go as planned, it's crucial to recognize that life often has its own timeline, and that success doesn't always follow a linear path. A big part of letting go of unrealistic expectations is learning to distinguish between healthy ambition and perfectionism. Ambition drives you to achieve and improve, but perfectionism pushes you to meet impossible standards. If you expect perfection from yourself, you're setting yourself up for disappointment because nobody can be perfect all the time. Allowing room for mistakes, learning, and gradual progress is key to maintaining motivation and avoiding burnout. When you let go of the need to be flawless, you make room for real growth and learning, which are much more valuable in the long run. Another common source of unrealistic expectations is the tendency to compare yourself to others. In today's world, social media often makes it seem like everyone around you is achieving their goals effortlessly, whether it's landing their dream job, getting fit, or having a perfect family life. This constant comparison can lead you to set expectations for yourself that aren't grounded in your reality. Everyone's journey is unique, and it's important to remember that what you see online or in others' lives is often only a highlight reel. Instead of measuring your progress against others, focus on your own path and set goals that reflect your personal values and circumstances. Letting go of unrealistic expectations also means recognizing that external validation is not the key to happiness or success. Many people set expectations based on what they think will earn them approval from others, whether it's impressing a boss, making parents proud, or gaining social status. While it's natural to want to feel valued, chasing after others' approval can lead you away from your true desires and create undue stress. Releasing the need for external validation allows you to pursue goals that are meaningful to you, not just those that will win you praise. One of the most difficult types of unrealistic expectations to overcome is the belief that life should always go according to plan. Life is unpredictable, and expecting everything to unfold exactly as you envisioned sets you up for frustration. Whether it's a career setback, a relationship challenge, or a personal hurdle, life's twists and turns are inevitable. Learning to let go of rigid expectations allows you to adapt and flow with life's changes more easily. Instead of being devastated when things don't go as planned, you can adjust your course and find new ways to achieve your goals. Letting go of unrealistic expectations also applies to your relationships. Sometimes we expect others to behave or react in certain ways that align with our needs, and when they don't, it leads to disappointment and conflict. For example, you may expect a partner to always understand your needs without having to communicate them, or you may expect friends to be available at all times. These types of expectations are often unspoken and unfair to those around you. Learning to communicate openly and set realistic expectations for others leads to healthier, more fulfilling relationships. At the same time, it's crucial to let go of the expectation that you need to please everyone around you. Trying to meet everyone's demands and live up to their expectations is exhausting and unsustainable. When you release this pressure, you can focus on what truly matters to you, rather than spreading yourself too thin trying to meet the needs of others. This doesn't mean ignoring the people you care about, but rather finding a balance where your own well-being and goals take priority without guilt or resentment. Another important aspect of letting go of unrealistic expectations is embracing the present moment. Often, people set expectations based on an idealized future, thinking, "I'll be happy when I get that promotion," or "things will be better when I lose 10 pounds. While setting goals is important, attaching your happiness to a future outcome prevents you from appreciating what you have now. When you constantly live in the future, you miss out on the joys and opportunities of the present. Letting go of the need for everything to be perfect in the future allows you to find contentment and fulfillment in your current life, which paradoxically makes it easier to reach your goals. One of the most liberating realizations is that letting go of unrealistic expectations doesn't mean you're giving up on your dreams or settling for less. It simply means approaching your goals with flexibility and kindness toward yourself. You can still aim high and strive for success, but with the understanding that the journey might take unexpected turns and that perfection isn't required. This mindset shift allows you to pursue your dreams with less pressure and more joy. Letting go of unrealistic expectations also helps you develop a more compassionate and forgiving relationship with yourself. Instead of criticizing yourself for not meeting every goal or for facing setbacks, you can recognize that growth takes time and that failure is a natural part of the process. This self-compassion makes it easier to bounce back from disappointments and continue moving forward. When you free yourself from harsh self-judgment, you unlock the ability to pursue your goals with confidence and resilience. Learning to let go of unrealistic expectations can take time, especially if you've held on to them for a long time. It involves changing your mindset, practicing self-compassion, and regularly re-evaluating your goals. Start by identifying one or two expectations that feel particularly burdensome and ask yourself if they're truly serving your happiness or holding you back. Gradually, as you release these expectations, you'll feel a sense of relief and freedom that opens up new possibilities for growth and fulfillment. Another way to let go of unrealistic expectations is to shift your focus from outcomes to effort. Instead of fixating on achieving a specific result, focus on the process and the actions you can take today to move toward your goals. This takes the pressure off needing everything to be perfect and allows you to celebrate the progress you're making, no matter how small. When you focus on effort, you regain control over your journey, because while you can't always control outcomes, you can always control the actions you take toward your goals. Finally, letting go of unrealistic expectations allows you to be more present and connected with yourself and others. When you're not constantly striving to meet impossible standards, you can enjoy life more fully, savor the small moments, and deepen your relationships. This shift in focus helps you find balance between ambition and acceptance, giving you the freedom to pursue success in a way that aligns with your values and brings you true happiness. Letting go of unrealistic expectations also creates more room for personal growth. When you're not bound by rigid goals or high standards, you allow yourself to explore new opportunities and embrace change. Growth is a continuous process, and sometimes it requires adapting to circumstances you hadn't anticipated. By releasing the pressure to achieve things in a certain way or within a specific time frame, you open yourself to learning, experimenting, and discovering new paths to success. This mindset shift fosters a sense of freedom, encouraging you to grow at your own pace without feeling constrained by external pressures. Another benefit of letting go of unrealistic expectations is that it helps reduce stress and anxiety. When you're constantly striving to meet impossible standards, it can feel like you're always behind or falling short. This creates a cycle of stress that can take a toll on your mental and emotional well-being. By adjusting your expectations and focusing on what's realistically achievable, you relieve the pressure and allow yourself to experience more peace and contentment in your daily life. Reducing the weight of those high expectations creates space for relaxation, creativity, and joy. Letting go of expectations also strengthens your resilience in the face of failure or setbacks. When you're not fixated on achieving a specific outcome, it becomes easier to bounce back from challenges. Instead of feeling devastated by setbacks, you can view them as learning opportunities and continue moving forward. This resilience is key to long-term success because it allows you to persevere without being discouraged by obstacles. By embracing the possibility of failure as part of the journey, you develop the strength to keep going, no matter how many bumps you encounter along the way. In addition, releasing unrealistic expectations helps you cultivate more authentic relationships. When you stop expecting people to behave in ways that align with your idealized version of them, you can accept them for who they truly are. This acceptance allows you to form deeper connections, free from resentment or disappointment. Instead of trying to control how others act or respond, you can enjoy relationships that are based on mutual understanding, respect, and genuine support. Letting go of unrealistic expectations in relationships leads to healthier, more fulfilling connections with the people in your life. Moreover, releasing unrealistic expectations helps you become more adaptable. Life is full of surprises, and sometimes the path to your goals takes unexpected twists and turns. When you're not rigidly attached to specific outcomes, you're better able to adjust your plans and navigate changes with ease. This adaptability makes you more flexible and open to new opportunities that you might not have noticed if you were too focused on a single path. Being adaptable allows you to stay calm and grounded, even when things don't go according to plan. As you let go of unrealistic expectations, you also begin to develop a greater sense of gratitude for what you have. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what you have yet to achieve, you can appreciate the progress you've made and the blessings in your life. Gratitude shifts your perspective from lack to abundance, helping you feel more content and satisfied with your current circumstances. This sense of appreciation enhances your overall well-being and allows you to enjoy life's small moments without constantly striving for more. Letting go of unrealistic expectations can also improve your physical health. Constantly pushing yourself to meet impossible goals can lead to burnout, fatigue, and even physical ailments caused by stress. By setting more realistic goals and allowing yourself to rest when needed, you create a healthier balance between work and self-care. This balance not only benefits your mental and emotional well-being, but also supports your physical health, helping you feel more energized and less overwhelmed. Finally, letting go of unrealistic expectations enables you to live more fully in the present. When you're not constantly looking ahead to the next goal or worrying about future outcomes, you can immerse yourself in the present moment. This presence allows you to experience life more fully, whether it's enjoying time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or simply taking a break to relax. Living in the present helps you find peace and joy in everyday moments, creating a sense of fulfillment that doesn't rely on achieving external milestones. Chapter 9. Surrounding yourself with the right people. The people you surround yourself with play a significant role in shaping your mindset, habits, and overall success. The right people can elevate you, push you to grow, and support you through challenges, while the wrong people can drain your energy, hold you back, and limit your potential. This chapter explores the importance of intentionally choosing the right people to be in your life, and how doing so can positively impact your journey toward personal growth and success. First and foremost, it's essential to understand that your social environment heavily influences your thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. If you're surrounded by individuals who constantly complain, gossip, or have a negative outlook on life, it's easy to absorb that energy and adopt similar patterns. On the other hand, when you're in the company of people who are ambitious, positive, and supportive, you naturally feel more motivated to pursue your goals and maintain a positive mindset. The phrase, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," holds a lot of truth. The right people in your life act as a support system. They believe in your abilities, encourage you to keep going when times are tough, and offer constructive feedback when necessary. These individuals understand your vision and are genuinely invested in your success. Surrounding yourself with people who believe in your dreams and goals can make all the difference when you face obstacles. Their encouragement becomes the fuel that pushes you to keep striving for greatness. In addition to emotional support, surrounding yourself with the right people can also provide valuable opportunities for growth. Successful, driven individuals tend to attract opportunities, and by being part of their circle, you're more likely to be exposed to new ideas, resources, and networks that can further your own personal and professional development. Being in the presence of people who have achieved what you aspire to can give you insights into how they got there, and it can help you see what's possible for your own life. Another key benefit of surrounding yourself with the right people is accountability. When you have friends or mentors who hold you accountable for your actions, you're more likely to stay on track with your goals. These individuals won't let you make excuses or procrastinate. They'll challenge you to step up and keep pushing forward, even when you're tempted to take the easy way out. Accountability partners are crucial for staying consistent and focused, especially when the journey gets difficult. The right people also inspire you to be better. When you're surrounded by individuals who are constantly learning, growing, and striving for their own goals, it motivates you to do the same. Their drive becomes contagious, and you start pushing yourself to reach higher levels of achievement. Whether it's seeing a friend succeed in their career, witnessing a mentor overcome a challenge, or learning from a peer's innovative ideas, being in the right circle can inspire you to elevate your game. However, it's important to note that surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't mean only seeking out those who are successful. It's about finding people who align with your values, share your growth mindset, and are willing to support you in both the highs and lows of life. Genuine relationships, built on trust, respect, and mutual support, are far more valuable than superficial connections based solely on success. On the flip side, it's also crucial to distance yourself from individuals who bring negativity or drama into your life. Toxic relationships can drain your energy and derail your progress. If someone constantly criticizes your goals, discourages your efforts, or engages in unhealthy behaviors, it's time to reassess that relationship. You don't need to cut people out of your life entirely, but setting boundaries is essential to protect your energy and focus. As you surround yourself with the right people, it's equally important to be a positive influence in the lives of others. Relationships are reciprocal, and the energy you give is just as important as the energy you receive. Be the person who uplifts, encourages, and supports others on their journey. When you foster a positive and supportive environment, you create a space where both you and those around you can thrive. Lastly, remember that surrounding yourself with the right people doesn't happen overnight. It requires conscious effort and sometimes difficult decisions. You might need to step out of your comfort zone, attend events, seek out mentors, or even let go of relationships that no longer serve your growth. But in the end, cultivating a circle of supportive, growth-oriented individuals will significantly enhance your personal development and success. In summary, the people you choose to have in your life are a direct reflection of your values, mindset, and aspirations. Surrounding yourself with the right people, those who inspire, support, and challenge you to be your best self, can make all the difference on your journey to success. By fostering meaningful, positive relationships, you create an environment that nurtures growth and propels you toward achieving your goals. Surrounding yourself with the right people also enhances your emotional well-being. Positive relationships provide a sense of belonging and emotional security, which are essential for personal growth. When you have people in your life who genuinely care about your well-being, it creates a support system that helps you manage stress, anxiety, and emotional challenges. Knowing that you have individuals who are there to listen, offer advice, or simply provide companionship during tough times can be incredibly empowering. Moreover, the right people help you maintain a healthy balance between work and life. Often, when you're driven to succeed, it can be easy to become consumed by your goals and ambitions, leading to burnout. However, having people in your life who encourage balance and remind you to take breaks, enjoy downtime, and practice self-care is invaluable. These individuals understand the importance of holistic success, which includes physical, emotional, and mental well-being, alongside professional achievements. Another benefit of surrounding yourself with positive, growth-oriented individuals is that they help you stay grounded. Success can sometimes lead to arrogance or losing sight of the values that got you there. But when you're surrounded by people who keep you humble and remind you of the importance of integrity, it's easier to remain true to yourself. These individuals provide honest feedback and aren't afraid to call you out if you stray from your core values, ensuring that your success is built on a solid foundation of character. As you build your network of supportive relationships, it's important to recognize the value of diversity in your circle. Surrounding yourself with people from different backgrounds, perspectives, and experiences enriches your understanding of the world. Diversity brings fresh ideas, innovative approaches, and unique viewpoints that can expand your own thinking. By engaging with individuals who see things differently, you can develop a more well-rounded approach to problem-solving and decision-making. In addition, the right people in your life can help you stay motivated during times of uncertainty. Life is full of ups and downs, and there will be moments when your motivation wanes or you face obstacles that seem insurmountable. In these moments, having a network of people who remind you of your goals, cheer you on, and offer practical advice can reignite your drive to keep going. Their belief in your potential becomes a powerful source of strength, especially when you feel like giving up. Being part of a community of like-minded people also fosters a sense of accountability. When you share your goals and aspirations with others, You're more likely to follow through because you know people are watching your progress. This accountability can push you to stay consistent with your efforts and remain committed to your path, even when the road gets tough. Knowing that you have people rooting for you creates a sense of responsibility that fuels your determination. It's also worth noting that positive relationships don't just help you achieve success, they enhance the quality of your success. Success that is shared with others is far more fulfilling than success achieved in isolation. When you reach milestones, having people to celebrate with amplifies the joy of your accomplishments. These shared moments of triumph create deeper bonds and foster a sense of community that makes the journey towards success more meaningful. Lastly, the right people in your life will inspire you to give back. As you grow and achieve success, these individuals will encourage you to use your influence and resources to help others. Whether it's through mentoring, sharing knowledge, or offering support to those in need, surrounding yourself with people who value giving back fosters a spirit of generosity. This creates a ripple effect, where the success and growth you experience also positively impact others around you, contributing to a cycle of abundance and mutual empowerment. Chapter 10. Creating a life that reflects your value. Creating a life that reflects your values is one of the most important steps toward living with purpose and fulfillment. Your values are the core principles that guide your decisions, behaviors, and goals. They define what truly matters to you and help shape the direction of your life. When you align your actions with your values, you live authentically, and every choice you make reflects who you are at the deepest level. The first step in creating a life that reflects your values is to gain clarity on what those values are. Many people go through life without ever fully identifying their core beliefs and principles. Take time to reflect on the things that are most important to you. Is it family, personal growth, integrity, creativity, or service to others? Once you have a clear understanding of your values, you can begin to make decisions that are aligned with them. Living in alignment with your values also requires setting boundaries. Often, external pressures or societal expectations can push us away from our true selves, leading us to make decisions that don't reflect our core beliefs. By setting boundaries, you protect your values from being compromised. This might mean saying no to opportunities that don't resonate with your goals, or distancing yourself from relationships that don't support your growth. Boundaries help you stay focused on what truly matters and prevent you from straying off course. Another key element in creating a value-based life is taking intentional action. It's not enough to know what your values are. You must actively make choices that align with them. This means evaluating your daily habits, career choices, relationships, and personal goals to ensure they reflect your core beliefs. For example, if you value health and well-being, prioritize activities that support physical and mental wellness. If you value honesty, ensure that your communication is open and transparent in all aspects of life. It's also important to recognize that living in alignment with your values may require sacrifice. Sometimes, choosing what truly matters to you means letting go of things that are no longer serving your purpose. This could be a career that doesn't fulfill you, a toxic relationship, or habits that drain your energy. While these sacrifices can be difficult, they are necessary for creating a life that is meaningful and aligned with your authentic self. Living a value-driven life also brings a sense of peace and satisfaction. When your actions match your beliefs, you experience less internal conflict and more clarity about your direction in life. You're no longer torn between what you should do and what you feel is right. This alignment between your internal and external worlds fosters greater confidence and self-assurance, making it easier to navigate challenges and make decisions with integrity. Furthermore, when you create a life that reflects your values, you attract people and opportunities that resonate with your beliefs. Living authentically encourages others to do the same, and it creates deeper, more meaningful connections with those around you. People are drawn to authenticity, and when you live according to your values, you build trust and respect in your relationships. As you move forward, it's important to regularly reassess your values and ensure they continue to guide your life. Values can evolve over time as you grow and gain new experiences. Make it a habit to reflect on whether your current lifestyle aligns with what you truly value. If you find that certain aspects of your life no longer serve your purpose, take the necessary steps to make adjustments. This continuous alignment process ensures that your life remains true to your core beliefs. Finally, living a life that reflects your values doesn't mean perfection. It's about progress and intention. There will be times when you may fall short or make decisions that aren't fully aligned with your values. What matters is that you remain committed to learning, growing, and realigning your actions with your core beliefs. Each day is an opportunity to live more authentically, to make choices that reflect who you truly are, and to build a life that brings you both joy and purpose. Creating a life that reflects your values is also about prioritizing long-term fulfillment over short-term satisfaction. In a world full of distractions, it's easy to get caught up in chasing instant gratification, but this often pulls you away from your deeper goals. When you live according to your values, you shift your focus toward actions and decisions that bring lasting happiness and fulfillment. For instance, instead of opting for temporary pleasures that provide immediate satisfaction, you'll be more inclined to invest in relationships, skills, or experiences that enrich your life in the long run. A key aspect of aligning your life with your values is developing self-awareness. This means being fully conscious of how your everyday actions, habits, and routines reflect, or don't reflect, what truly matters to you. Self-awareness allows you to catch yourself when you're drifting away from your core values and helps you realign with your intentions. Without self-awareness, it's easy to fall into autopilot, making choices based on convenience or external pressures rather than your own beliefs. In addition to self-awareness, self-discipline plays a major role in living a value-driven life. It's not always easy to make choices that align with your values, especially when those choices require effort, sacrifice, or delayed rewards. Self-discipline helps you stay committed to what truly matters, even when distractions or challenges arise. For example, if personal growth is a key value, self-discipline ensures that you dedicate time to learning, reflection, or self-care, even when other temptations or obligations might pull you in different directions. Another important aspect of creating a life that reflects your values is being intentional about your environment. The people, places, and situations you surround yourself with can either support or hinder your alignment with your values. This includes not only your physical surroundings, but also your emotional and mental environment. Creating an environment that nurtures your values may involve choosing to spend more time with people who inspire and uplift you, while limiting exposure to negativity or unhealthy influences. Living in alignment with your values also builds resilience. When challenges arise, having a strong foundation in your values helps you stay grounded and focused. Instead of being thrown off course by obstacles, you can lean on your values as a source of strength and guidance. For example, if you face a difficult decision, your values can serve as a compass, helping you choose the path that feels most aligned with your long-term goals and personal beliefs. Moreover, creating a value-based life involves balancing the different areas of your life in a way that reflects your priorities. Whether it's your career, personal relationships, health, or hobbies, Each aspect of your life should be influenced by your values. This balance ensures that no part of your life is neglected or at odds with the others. For instance, if family is a core value, make sure your work-life balance supports meaningful time with loved ones, rather than letting work dominate your life at the expense of personal connections. Celebrating progress, no matter how small, is another crucial element of living a value-driven life. Aligning your life with your values is not an all-or-nothing process. It's about making gradual improvements over time. Each step you take to live more authentically, whether it's setting a boundary, making a difficult decision, or simply taking time for self-reflection, deserves recognition. Celebrating small wins helps build momentum and reinforces your commitment to living according to your values. Finally, remember that creating a life that reflects your values is an ongoing journey. There's no final destination where you achieve perfect alignment and never have to think about it again. Life is dynamic, and as you grow and evolve, your values may shift, or new challenges may arise that require you to reassess and realign. By staying flexible and open to change, you allow yourself to continuously refine your path and ensure that your life remains a true reflection of who you are and what you stand for. In life, it's easy to get caught up in the expectations of others, constantly seeking validation and approval. But as this audiobook reminds us, the harsh truth is that nobody cares as much about your life as you do. The only person truly responsible for your happiness, success, and growth is you. The message here is simple but powerful. Stop being a sucker by relying on the opinions or support of others, and start focusing on your own goals, desires, and personal growth. Throughout this audiobook, we've explored how to break free from the need for external validation, how to build resilience and a strong mindset, and how to set boundaries that protect your energy. We've looked at the importance of focusing on self-improvement, surrounding yourself with the right people, and letting go of unrealistic expectations. Ultimately, the key to success lies in taking control of your life, setting goals that align with your values, and pushing forward with determination no matter what challenges you face. This journey of personal empowerment is about recognizing that life is short, and the only way to truly live it is by owning your choices and decisions. When you stop worrying about what others think, you free yourself to create a life that is authentic, fulfilling, and deeply aligned with your purpose. As you continue on this path, remember that setbacks are part of the process, but with the right mindset, every challenge can become an opportunity to grow stronger. The ultimate takeaway from this audiobook is that focusing on your life, your goals, and your growth is not selfish. It's essential. By prioritizing your own well-being and success, you'll not only improve your own life, but also inspire those around you. So, stop being a sucker. Take charge, focus on your journey, and remember that the only person who can truly change your life is you. Let this audiobook be a constant reminder to push past the noise, ignore the distractions, and keep your eyes on your own path. Your success is in your hands. Go out and make it happen.